Are you sometimes worried that you don't speak clearly when you're using the English language? And when you have presentations or when you go into meetings, you just feel like you're not articulating, you're not projecting your voice, and maybe you're not speaking as clearly as you want to. Well, today I'm going to analyze a post-match interview with Harry Kane after the football match between England and Mexico.
What a win, but I just firstly wanted to ask you what's happened over there by the England goal, because there looks to be some concern.
Yeah, Jordan, my voice is gone. Henlo just fell over there. I think it's okay, just something to do with his arm.
Okay, well, as for the performance...
So when you go into your meeting, you can always think that your voice will never be as bad as Harry Kane's in this interview after the match against Mexico. So yeah, in this case, Harry Kane was celebrating and, he was singing and, following along with the chants of the fans. So he had actually lost his voice in this moment, and his voice was croaky, and he wasn't actually able to communicate with the interviewer. He wasn't able to give the analysis that maybe she needed. However, in this moment, just simply the fact that he took this interview was just amazing, and it just, through his emotions, you could visually see and feel kind of what he felt. You felt the exhaustion, you felt how tired he was, even though he lost his voice and he's not able to actually say the words that he wants to say, but we're all able to feel this, and we all appreciate that he made this effort. And sometimes it's a bit like this when you are giving a presentation or you're hosting a meeting at work. You're not always fully confident with how your voice is going to sound. Maybe when you get on the call, you feel like your voice is maybe a little croaky, or it's not powerful enough, or you're not able to project. And these are always some common concerns that we face when we're actually coordinating a meeting, or we're hosting a meeting. So it's important to just take a second, first of all, to warm up the vocal cords before you go into a meeting. The best way that I think to do this is to kind of read out loud the first minute of what you think of how that meeting is going to go. So if it involves a little bit of small talk, kind of just do some small talk out loud. If it's a bit more formal and structured, just say aloud what that first minute is going to look like in your meeting. And this typically just gives you a bit of time to warm up your vocal cords, to kind of warm up the muscles in your mouth, so that you can start articulating clearly and you can start projecting. So when you actually project in the English language, normally this means that whoever is in the back of the room is able to hear you. So if you project your voice, it's loud enough for everybody to hear you and to understand. On a business call, if it's a video call, it's a little bit different because you have a headset on and you're just speaking into the mic. So what's more important in that case is actually just articulating and pronouncing each word very clearly so that everyone can understand you, and especially slowing it down a little bit. So when everyone is nervous, when they go into to host their call, host their meeting, they just speed up. It's just like a knee-jerk reaction. It's just the first instinct to speak faster, because people think that speaking faster maybe shows more confidence, when actually it's the opposite. The slower that you speak, the more deliberate your pauses, the better you can articulate and use the vocabulary that you want to use. So carefully choosing the specific words that you want to use to get across your message. This is going to be a lot better, and it's just going to help you to get across your points more clearly. So focus on projection, but also if it's a video call, you can just think about articulating each individual word and just really putting in those pauses. The pauses really show confidence. You don't want to use filler words like ums and ahs. It's just not very professional, and it shows that you're not very organized in the way that you are actually communicating. But it's also nice as well if you feel like you're a little monotone. So if you feel like you're not actually able to have like much variety in the way that you use pitch and the way that you kind of manipulate the sound of your voice, it's also good to do some vocal exercises to help with that as well, just to make sure that you are able to speak very loudly if necessary, but then you're able to speak quietly and bring it down if necessary. So this is also about emphasis. So you want to emphasize the right syllables in the word to get your point across, okay? So if the word is very important, you maybe want to deliberately put some stress on it, like I just did with the word important. Yeah. So if I just say normally important, but if you're going to put some stress on it, it's very important to remember. So there's some good exercises that you can also do to help you to reflect on the way that you communicate and the way that you use pauses or avoid filler words, and the way that you control your sound and the pitch of your voice. Going back to the Harry Kane interview, of course, he had no control over his voice because he had lost it. So his vocal cords were completely shot and he was exhausted, and you're not able to say the words how you want to when your vocal cords are not working correctly. Okay, so drink some water, relax, spend a minute reading aloud, whether you have a manuscript, that's fine, read that, but if not, just kind of just speak aloud, just warming up and just really feeling prepared, because how you start in the beginning of the presentation it's kind of, it sets the tone and it helps everyone else to relax as well. So if you come in and you're boom, super fast, super quick, and then it kind of makes everyone else feel a little bit shocked as well. So it kind of, for a presentation, you want to ease people in, and instead of halfway through finally relaxing, it's better if you're relaxed in the beginning so that everyone can catch, every key point that you're trying to express. And you're able to get across exactly what you want to get across. So whether you're a designer and you're expressing the design of something, or if you are a business analyst and you're getting across maybe specific data, or you're expressing how teams work together, or if you're a marketer and you're putting across a pitch, or you're able to just like really express those key points, and you're able to speak to the people in the meeting in a way that helps them to understand, and they have a lot of clarity because you're speaking at that controlled, nice pace and at a nice rhythm, and you are able to share exactly what you want to share. Another suggestion that I would have as well for when you are preparing for a meeting in the workplace is to think about how you actually how you sound. Okay, so a good exercise to use here is to just record yourself just for 1 minute. It doesn't need to be long, but record that first minute of you saying whatever you want to say based on your presentation, based on the meeting that you're going to have, and just watch yourself back. But what I want you to do is I want you to just pick one aspect of of how you're speaking. So instead of trying to consider all parts, just pick either pace or pitch or filler words, or just pick just your presence. So pick, or gestures, for example. So pick one and watch it back and just try to be a bit analytical, a bit subjective, and think, okay, so am I happy with that, or what don't I like about that, or I feel like that I didn't say what I wanted to say there, I was over explaining, I didn't get to my point quick enough, I didn't give the evidence that I wanted to give. So this is, you really kind of want to become quite analytical of the way that you are presenting information, and this is going to help you when it comes to actually expressing information, saying things, and you're just going to become a bit more aware in your mind. So when you slip into those bad habits of over explaining or using too many filler words, you just kind of like pull yourself back and you're like, no, okay, I don't want to use that, and I don't want to focus on that. Okay, so it becomes more automatic when you become more aware of some of these issues, and that's going to really help you to communicate and to articulate the key point that you want. Just one other thing to mention from the Harry Kane video as well is his emotions were so raw, so clear, how happy he was, and that people really feel that. So if you need to add more emotion into your presentations, also just think about, it's not always the choice of words. Like, we couldn't really hear what Harry Kane was saying, it wasn't clear, his voice was gone, but just that energy, that energy is what you remember. And I think you can remember a lot about people's energy in presentations and meetings as well. So if you need to be enthusiastic, be enthusiastic. If you need to be more calm and professional, be more calm and professional. So you need to gauge your audience, and maybe also think about your own style. If you want to use jokes, put jokes in there, and think about these things. And if you are looking to get some communication coaching, you can head to VALLHO. There's VALLHO. So VALLHO is an English communication coaching platform where you will receive a coach and a coaching plan to help you to level up your communication skills So in the first class, you will get a diagnosis of your ability to communicate, and then you will be given a specific plan that's going to help to identify your weaknesses and bridge the gaps that maybe you have in your ability to communicate. Okay, so that's VALLHO, that's VALLHO. You can head to VALLHO.com and receive a coaching plan and have a trial lesson. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.